This is a really touching moment.
Aw.
Yeah, it is. Very nice. It's
God,
goddamn good role playing.
damn it! I'm so tempted. Like as a player, I was not going to reveal too much, but because of what Tom was saying, Tom, if you're willing to tell me more, I am very, very good at seeing a military coming. Oh, god damn it.
Oh?
I
Good.
was trained as a special agent by the Coalition.
Wow.
What?
Wow. I can't believe it. Okay,
I didn't
sorry,
plan
didn't
on it.
interrupt.
I really didn't plan on that. I planned on making it
now
still.
you know how I feel. Now you know how I feel. I don't plan for any of this shit.
I
Okay,
planned
sorry, go.
on being vague about it, but when he said that there's an army coming after him, my skills could be so helpful. But how do you be helpful
Yeah.
without
telling them.
Yeah.
As soon as Tom hears the word coalition, he gives you a really weird look.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm not a doctor. I was trained as a special agent to infiltrate an enemy hospital and act as a doctor in order to do whatever it was my orders were to do. When I finally got my orders,
starts, sort of not hopping, but like going on his toes back and forth and like pointing, like oh.
yeah.
Kept like secrets. All right. Sorry.
No, I knew it.
I was trained for espionage and counterintelligence, and when I received my orders, let's just say I didn't go through with them, and I chose to defect. So, the point is, first of all, I've never told anyone this. Second, if you have an army coming after you, I'm one of the top trained agents they have. I can smell them coming a mile away, but I need to know who's after you.
Who do you used to work for?
Who did I used to work for?
Yes.
Special.
That's who's coming after me.
Oh, joy. So we both have mutual friends.
Oh man, we can.
Yeah.
Oh man, does that mean we get double targeted? Oh wait, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Mia's kind of
Since-
scratching her head,
since
looking
you shared.
around.
Since you shared a little bit about your past, I'll share a little bit of mine.
Yay.
Story time. Where's seats?
Have you heard of the Great Glass Crater that used to be Iowa?
Me. Ooh.
Have I, Inferno? I don't know.
No, you haven't.
No, I have
Actually,
not.
You probably haven't. The only person who would have heard rumors of it probably would have been Piff. Sorry,
Yeah.
Patrick.
No.
Then I look at Patrick, I shrug my shoulders and go, oops.
No. No, you no.
Am I
What are
missing
you-
something
No
here?
way.
I'm confused.
Did you touch
Maybe-
something, or was that just all you?
That was the first time that I got my powers.
Oh.
Was it through touching a thing, or was
No.
it just innate?
I think Al's just gonna put together glass crater first time got powers. Oh.
Mila's like looking around like, someone fill me in.
When I grew up in a town that had a ley line nexus point in its center. And-
How many? Do you know?
2.
Two? Okay. Good.
Eventually, Coalition came after, and he stops for a bit, swallows my mom, and then that happened.
I see.
Alicia looks at you a little bit warily, but nods.
Well, I know enough to know the Coalition doesn't take too kindly to such things, nor are they too gentle with people they, quote-unquote, come after.
In fact, Squee, now I can say this
Mhm.
not just through Skype, but just to you, since you've now told everyone. Burns' character is probably there's a top 100 list of enemies of the state.
Mm-hmm.
His character's on that list, and those are shoot on sight, a danger to humanity.
Oh, so it would be
list.
one of those. I'd be like, oh my god, you're him.
Like if you were
Yeah.
still with the coalition, you
Mhm.
would be hunting down to find him and kill him.
Got him.
Period.
But like, so what you're saying is that it's big enough that I would have, when I was with the coalition,
Yeah.
have heard of this and know.
Now that he told
Right.
you about it, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they want you pretty badly. And unlike me, they're not going to be very quiet in how they deal with you. With me, I'm a dirty little secret. They don't like their special agents turning. They will try and handle me quietly, but you, they'd burn down a city to get you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not Parents Post. Finger won't like
Made
that.
out of wood. Ah, damn it.
Well, at least I know when I'm going around doing my thing, and they go like, "Hey, you shouldn't be doing that." I'm probably not the one that they're going to be going after. To be honest,
True.
I feel a lot more relaxed, kind of.
Okay.
I mean, I guess my character feels relieved, but still also very, like, he trusts you guys, but I don't think he ever thought he would have trusted you enough to tell you everything he's just said.
I didn't think that was gonna happen.
I honestly, when I started this conversation, I sure as hell didn't think it was going to happen. But the whole point, in fact, I didn't even plan on this conversation until he started talking about traveling together. And the more Inferno talked about that, I was like, dude, would my character really be okay with putting everyone in danger like that? And then when you said an army's coming after you, and I was like, dude, I could really help with this, but how? And I was just like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yep. You know, it's time to let
So I can
things out of the bag.
I can tell you guys, like, as a player now, yeah. I mean, my character poses as a doctor, but he's actually not even he's classed as a special agent. Which yeah. Yeah. So he's not even a doctor. I gave up extra skills so that I could get a very high level of medical training. So I'm Inferno, what'd you say? Almost as good as not a surgeon, but a doctor.
You could fake it. When it
Yeah.
comes to battle wounds or whatnot, you're as good as any paramedic.
Mhm.
But when it comes to lab work like blood analysis or stuff like that, you only have rudimentary knowledge. You have good, chemistry skills and whatnot.
Right.
But let's just say you're the difference between a damn good paramedic and an actual doctor.
Right. Yeah,
But
because
good
the
paramedics
goal
can fake being doctors.
Right.
They could. They have enough know-how, right? But doctors are doctors. They go to school for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, my my
Well,
my PhD, all of the certificates, it's all very high quality forgeries. They're not
Yep.
real. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yay! Sorry, did you guys still want to role play in this environment, or did you want to switch the scene to the meeting in the bar with the Cyberworks merchant?
Well, before we go in,
Mila?
what? Yeah, go
Do
ahead.
you have anyone after you, Mila?
Not that I know of. What about you?
Actually, I think Perrin might be
ghost
after
count?
you. I'm just
But he seemed
He asked
Did
me-
he poison my drink?
No. He asked if all of us were together or something like that.
Of course
We are
we're all together.
Oh.
We're all friends here.
Oh no
Of
no
course.
All
no.
friends.
I'm
gonna wrap my arms around anybody I can get my arms around at the moment.
I mean,
It's
I
hilarious
said
because
that-
I can see this like Patrick just doesn't get it. Mila doesn't get it. Al's like, oh, that's what.
yeah. And Tom's too young. I mean,
Mila, I
Yeah,
think
he's
I think
naive.
Mila, I think what
Yeah.
Tom is saying is that Perrin may be trying to pursue you, as in to date.
what?
What
That's
kind
not what
of
he
date?
said, though.
Yes, I know that's not what he said, Tom. Because he's not going to come out and say, I want to date her. He asked if, let me guess, he asked if Patrick and I were with Mila, yes?
Yeah, and I said yes because you were standing right next to
He
her.
was asking if we were in a romantic relationship with her.
Romantic.
I
Why
know.
didn't you just... This is confusing.
I don't think we had any candlelight dinners
I like put an
together.
arm around Tom's shoulders. Yes, Tom, it is really confusing. And I would love to tell you that as you get older, it'll get less confusing, but I've lied enough to you guys.
Nice.
That was good.
That was
Yeah.
good.
That was good.
I guess
so yes, you
before
want-
we go to the meeting, I at least want to I guess while we're all there, so all right. Since Mila and I want the squirrel, if we do join the circus, it's not fair for you guys to have your wages garnished as well. I think Mila and I maybe ours, but not you guys as well. Mila, would you want to do that, or do we want to see the jobs this other guy has in store for us?
Well, I don't care.
I mean, the
really.
truth of the matter
I
is,
think it could be fun.
I wouldn't mind seeing what that guy has to do. But the truth of the matter is, we've got $400,000. If all Perrin wants to do to get us that squirrel is to garnish our wages, we're fine.
Yeah. I don't mind if my wages are garnished either,
Really?
because we're gonna be able to go and look at stuff.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I should
I'm
probably
being
point.
distracted right now.
I was gonna say I should probably point out because I don't think we really quite pointed this out. Mila wants the squirrel because, well, it's an adorable squirrel. I want the squirrel because it's going to be an intelligent robot that can be used as a scout, and I will be able to communicate with through my little earpiece, and could be incredibly useful for finding out all sorts of information.
My character points out you might want to not make it a squirrel if you want to do that, mainly because of the birds that we usually shoot by and snack.
Oh no! We'll give it a bird
Laser
rocket
vision.
or something. Yes, I promise you.
Maybe like
I promise
Ooh.
you. What looks at me
ooh,
like
it tastes fur.
I promise you, Jackie won't get eaten by a bird.
Who's Jack?
Yeah.
So
Did you say who's Jackie?
I did. I was hoping no one would notice. It was really
I
subtle.
did.
okay, so wait, so do we want to see what this guy's offering?
Sure, I guess. I don't know. If you want to, I'll go.
Is the guy at the bar?
I'd be more interested personally. If Perrin's willing to do that, I'd be more interested in finding out what's been killing the livestock, or more importantly, where the radiation's coming from. To be honest, I'd rather do something that would help the community as opposed to some personal favor for the Cyberworks.
Radiation, please. I really want to know what that radiation is.
So if Perrin really is willing to do this, how about we take him up on that offer and then take the time we spend here dedicated towards figuring out where that radiation is?
Just a heads up,
Mhm.
just so you know, he did say it was a month before they'd be able to. They come back into town and resupply.
Mm.
It still gives you plenty of time. So
Oh, well, sure, then we can...
don't feel like it's
Well, there's no...
I don't mean to like nudge you or
Right.
anything like that, but time isn't really a huge issue at this point.
There's no harm in finding out what they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So the next scene is you approach the Hornet Bar. It is around 8:30 in the evening at this point. It's relatively rowdy, but not in a really rough sense. There's music playing, and you hear multiple voices coming in. There's a few bouncers on the in the front, and most of them are human, except for one who's actually an orc. Interestingly enough. Now, orcs are considered DBs, dimensional beings, because they weren't born on Earth. They came from a different place and time. But, it's standard, what
Like
orcs
the
look like.
"Ooh, stop touching me" orc?
No, a little bit like it has the long tooth, the kind of greenish skin, the kind of monstrous face, but the very big. He's about 6.5 feet tall, and this one is pretty darn muscly.
Ah.
And he kind of waves you and he says, "Don't cause any trouble." And then he stops for a second. He looks at Tom and goes, "How old are you?"
He's
16?
33.
30,
3.
16?
No. Oh no. There you go. He
Mila
stops
like
for-
steps on his foot.
Ah,
Masood kind of looks at you for a second and goes, "And you're with these guys?" And he points to the rest of the group.
yeah.
Okay, just don't drink too much. Go on in. And he waves you in. There's no drinking laws in the apocalypse.
I thought 33 was a good age.
If you're a horrible liar, it is. No,
I
wait.
am the best.
Anyway, so he waves you in. The bar itself is. Oh, here, give me a second, actually, as I just pull up my description. It is. I would have to say probably about 500 square feet. A lot of people are dancing. There's a kind of a live band that's playing acoustic music. The actual bar itself is quite full. A young man in his 30s is busy bartending, and as you look around, you do see the merchant, the Cyberworks merchant. He's at a booth near the one side of the building, and he notices you with his big owl-like eyes, and he waves you over.
Right, so I guess we go and we sit down. Hello again.
Is there enough room in the booth?
Yes, there.
All four of us are squished into one side.
No, they'll pull a couple of chairs. He'll move over some. They can pull up a chair to make sure there's enough room. And he goes, I'm glad you managed to see me. Can I get you something to drink? They make a fantastic beer here, microbrew. Chocolate? Okay, I can get you a milk and.
Mila.
What?
I don't think you're
The
gonna
other
strike.
guy can do it.
I don't think you're gonna strike gold twice in one night.
Fine.
She's only trying to get some chocolate milk. Come on.
No,
Okay,
Patrick, it's
so-
not. It's a. Try and explain it.
He points to Tom. What do you want to drink?
Tom drugs?
I'll get you a beer.
Did you say drugs?
That's all I heard.
Shrugs.
Oh, I just want drugs.
Drink all of the drugs, please.
No.
Okay, Dasher. All right.
Straight opium.
He points to. What do you want?
Was it Patrick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
He kind of looks around. Do you have any juices?
I'm sure they can get you some orange juice or some cranberry juice. I'm sure. Do you want anything in it? Make it a little harder.
Maybe a quarter of what you'd usually put into a hard drink would be nice.
How do you make a drink
Okay.
hard?
And he points to Al and he says, "How about you? Want to share a beer with me?"
No, just a cranberry juice, thank you.
I think
Okay.
they put ice in it. That's what makes it harder.
That's what makes it harder? Okay, well then I'll have the
think.
hardest juice.
No,
I love
no,
ice.
Mila.
What?
Okay. All right. Then he orders a
Never
very
mind.
juice. So, as you can tell, he's probably a few beers in while he was waiting for you, but he seems a lot more relaxed and less kind of prissy when he was at the Cyberworks Incorporated tent earlier in the day. And as your drinks are coming, he goes, "I don't think I've actually introduced myself. My name's Jacob Emmanuel. Very nice to meet you. Can I get your names?"
I'm Mila.
Okay.
I'm Al.
Patrick, hesitant by the name that he gave me.
Why?
Just the Emmanuel kind of threw.
Okay.
I'm Al.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Tom. Hi.
Well, good to meet you. So, and after the introductions, the drinks come. You get everything you want. You have cranberry juice, an orange juice for Piff, a very, very, very vodka-tasting orange juice for Mila.
This
So
doesn't
really
look
hard
hot.
screwdriver.
This is
And
looking
because
harder.
Tom shrugged, he got the same beer that Jacob got.
All right.
And he says, well, we're here to, I guess you could say, talk business. I drew up a few drafts of the robotic squirrel that we would like to purchase. The only thing is payment. Now, you were expressing an interest in a service as payment. Is that correct?
Possibly.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I understand. Of course, we still take credits, but you asked me to come up with some opportunities, and I contacted my supervisor, and we think we might come up with something. Of course, there's always Cyberworks does have a lot of caravan routes throughout here, and we could always use some good guards. However, paying off $1.2 million as a caravan guard would take you several years, so I don't think we'll probably go down that route. Of course, Cyberworks is also knowledgeable of a few ruins where you might be able to find some old technologies for us. Of course, that risk is that you might spend a lot of time and not find anything. Of course, another opportunity is Cyberworks is always looking to expand. And how I came to be here is we had some venture capitalists, I guess you could say, go out, find some towns where robotics and other such AI would serve their use, establish a market there, and then, have a foothold in that sort of business venture. Of course, if you're knowledgeable in that mines, if you can find us a new market and guarantee 3 sales in the first month, we'd be willing to actually wipe your debt clean. However, and he pauses and he takes a big long drink of his drink, almost like he's trying to just garnish up some courage. I've been told of one very time-sensitive task that you may, and I do stress may, want to be interested in. But first, I have to ask you to be completely honest with me. He kind of leans over and he says, what are your views on the Coalition?
My
Well,
character immediately, without thought, glances over at the rest of the party.
and I immediately start talking before anyone has a chance to say much. Well, I've never had any personal dealings with the Coalition, but I was actually trained in. Oh God! I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. I forgot. Was it the Free Quebec? Where was I trained? It was the enemy of the Coalition. Oh, my cover story.
Your cover story?
Yeah, I said I was trained in.
Oh, you were trained in Laszlo.
Yeah, Laszlo.
It was
okay.
in Laszlo. Yeah, that's
I
where you learned your doctor's degree in Laszlo.
Right.
Yeah.
I received all
That's
my
not-
medical training in Laszlo, who apparently the Coalition has a very poor view of. And every story I've ever heard there is the Coalition is basically someone that you'd want to stay away from.
Yes, that is true. Cyberworks does not work with the Coalition whatsoever. In fact, they are somewhat of a competitor when it comes to certain things. We don't wish them any sort of ill, and I'm not suggesting that you do anything incredibly violent against them. However, this requires a little bit of backstory. Give me 2 seconds. I just had to call up a sheet here.
No worries. While this talking was going on, Tom was going to take a sip of his beer and go.
And Mila's already done with her drink.
Just
Can I
slides
get
it,
another one?
slides it over to the
Ooh, I'll drink that. That looks really hard.
to Mila, and I'm gonna ask for water.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And while that happens, it gives him a pause. And he says, this requires a little bit of background information. The Coalition they themselves started to develop a robotic ground troop called a Skelebot. and they're completely autonomous, and they run on artificial intelligence as well. They are not incredibly sophisticated, but they're used to go out into very dangerous areas and do either search and destroy or recon missions. It's come to CyberWorks' knowledge through our informants that 4 of these Scalabots were scouting out the nearby area. Not too close to Parents Post, but to the north and the west of here, a very large range of this territory. And the information that they have is very valuable. In addition, we've also come to knowledge that a small squad has come to retrieve the Scalabots and ship them back to Chi-Town, the Coalition capital, to offload the data and to do some tinkering to their AI. Now, a lot of our agents and friends of ours have already mapped a lot of the routes where this convoy could possibly go through. There's only one that we're not 100% sure about, and it's very likely. You see, in order for them to transport the Scalabots, they're going to need some sort of smooth road, and there's not a lot of it in this area. Of course, they don't want to take the main roads either, because this is I guess you could say, a secret operation, or pretty secret to say the least. If you were willing to scout out this area, lie low, and find out if they do pass through, and come back to us and let us know what direction and what to expect, I would give you a 30% discount. However, and he pauses for a moment and he says, if you would happen to retrieve one or all of the Scalabots, there would be, and hide it in a secure location and let us know where it is, there could be a potential for great reward. Now, we don't wish to, do anything harmful to the Coalition, but we're very curious as to see what their technology looks like as far as a competitor goes. Since we deal with artificial intelligence, we want to know how developed they're making their Scalabots. That's all. If you were to retrieve one fully functioning Scalabot, we would wipe the slate clean. Your squirrel purchase would be paid for in full. If you were to get 2 of those, not only would you get the squirrel, but some additional enhancements, perhaps a weapon attached to it free of charge. If you were to get 3 of them, well, you were inquiring about a special interface there, Sir Al. Can I call you Al?
Sure.
You were speaking of some special wireless interface, an ocular interface between that robot and your eye. If you were to retrieve 3 of these valuable specimens, we would pay for that in full and assure you to get the finest care and the best cyber dock in order to install that. And if you were to actually retrieve all 4 without the Coalition knowing who it was delivered to, we would give you a $500,000 bonus. Now, like I said, this is very time sensitive. In order to get to that rendezvous point, that scouting point, you'd have to leave tomorrow morning. But if you were to do this for us, there'd be great profit for both of us. Of course, you can feel free to say no, but this opportunity did just arrive, and I figured you might be interested.
Can you give us a moment to talk alone?
Certainly, and if you have any additional questions, I can answer it to the best of my knowledge, to the best I've been briefed.
Oh, can I get another Screwdinger?
A screw? Sure, I can get you another drink, no problem.
Thank you. Make it really hard.
Okay, and he's a little confused. All right.
Dang, that was good.
All right.
All right,
It's whatever
then
you had, though.
A
Ugh.
few questions, if I may. What kind of information do you have about their numbers, how many people would be on the convoy, how the convoy's set up, number of vehicles, anything?
He winces and he says, I'm not too sure. We know it wouldn't be a full recon team. It's important, but they really don't want to know people. They really don't want to know. I'd assume it'd be